All right. All right. Hi. Welcome to the EU World. So today we're going to discuss and talk about the writing of extended essay, especially in the structure and the presentation. So I'll just skip this one. Right. So when we're talking about structure and presentation, basically it's a matter of communication. Why? For example, like if you have a house and you invite your friend or your relative to your house, so however they will look the physical appearance of your house, and then it's a matter of communication of how will you direct them to get into your house, where's the room, where's the toilet, and etc. So it's a matter of communication. How will you guide the reader to read the whole of your essay? So structure and presentation is actually is a matter of communication. How you can engage with the reader, how you can guide them to look at the whole of your uh, essay until the end. So here is the six required element of writing extended essay. So the first one is the title page, and then continue with the content page, and then led by the introduction. So you are going to get into the main body of your essay here, and then continue with the body of the essay, uh, close with the conclusion, and then you also need to attach or write the complete reference and bibliography you use as the source for your extended essay. So this one is the um, chronology of your communication. So you start with the title page. You need to let your reader know what it will be about, and then continue with what will be inside of your essay, and then you explain about the introduction, what will be about, the score, the research question, and etc. And the rest of it will be depends on how you guide them to finish the complete essay. Let's talk. The first one is about title page. So the title page should include only this following information. So not more than that actually. So the first one is this is a must in the title page. The title of the essay, for sure, yes. What would be the topic? So you have to mention in your title about the topic, and then continue with the research question. So the scope of your topic, so make it more specific, the focused and clear. So that what we call research question, and then continue with the subject to which the essay is registered. So for example, like you need to mention like this is a business management subject, this is economic, this is biology, this is Indonesian A or English A, for example. But here, if it is in language subject, you need to also to explain to write the category it falls into. And if it is in word studies, so you also need to state the theme and also the two subject that is integrated into your essay, and also the workup. So here's the example. So if you can see, this is the two example of the title page. So you can actually see the difference between in the left side and also in the right side. So here we can see there's topic and also research question. And then here mention about the examination session, which is actually fine. That's still okay. But here you can see in the left side, uh, the students also put in detail what is category 3 studies in language supposed to be like this, while in the right side there is no detailed explanation about what would be category 3. So this one is correct, and this one also correct, this one also fine. And the other one here, the one that miss in the left side, is there's no title or topic mentioned. So supposed to be there. This is a must. Okay, here complete. There's a subject and category. Yeah, the minus, the one that miss here is only the detail or the explanation of the category 3, while the topic is mentioned. There is this question and also the workout. Right, let's continue. An important note, I think I'll just skip this one, especially for the IB course, because I don't think you will follow this one. In IB, there will be no name or school name will be appear in the title page for any page in your extended essay. So purely anonymous. Right. So the title of the essay should be a clear focus, summative statement of your research. So this means like supposed to be it helps the reader to understand, to get to know what would be um, your topic or your research question in your title page. It should be not praised as a research question, yeah, that's for sure, because research question is supposed to be in a question form, but the title is supposed to be in a statement, not in a research, not in a question form. And then, so here's the example of a title and then the research question. If you can see here, the title is supposed to be shorter than the research question itself. Okay, because in research question, you have to make it more detailed, more clearer, and then there are many variables that you have to put in details. So to make it more specific. So for example, like this is the title, An Exploration of Evil as Motivating Force in Drama. So basically the drama here, this is still broad, so that's why you need to make it more specific here in your research question. So for example, how effectively does Christopher Marlowe present his view of evil in Dr. Faustus? So this one, the in italic means that the literary work, and this is the author. So it's more specific. So not in for example, like here, drama, who's the author, what is the book, and etc. This is too broad, while here you have to make it more specific. So here's the difference between title and research question. And this one in a question form, this one only in a statement. Right. The second one after title page is content page. So a content page must be provided at the beginning of the extended essay and all pages should be numbered. Yes, that's for sure. So after the title page, so the reader needs to know what will be inside of your extended essay. So that's why you need to put the content page after the title page. Okay. So here there's a note. Please note that index page is not required, and if include would be treated as not present. So means somehow we need to put the index at the end or attach in our extended essay, but actually we don't need it because I don't think the examiner or your teachers will look at it in details through the index. So that's why it will be treated as if it is not present. But here's the thing that you need to know. Number is started from the introduction. So the exact number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and etc. It will be started from the introduction. Okay, so title page and content page will not use number 1, 2, 3, and etc. But it would be use the Romans numerical. Okay, Romans numerical number here. So it will be used in the small letter I, 2I, 3I, 4, 5, and etc. So, and then the last one is index page is not required. So you don't need to put like the attachment of the index about your essay. So here's the thing. Let's look at the left side and the right side. I think in these two content page or daftar isi something wrong, which is not following the format. Here's the thing. So here, if you can see pendahuluan, it is already in the page 3, supposed to be number 1. Okay, page number 1, and also here page number 1. Okay, because if you look at the daftar isi, the title page and daftar isi already put in a number like 1, 2, and then pendahuluan be number 3. It's supposed to be not like that. You have to put like title page and content page in Roman numerical. So it will be in a number. Okay, so here's the things that is wrong in your content page. Okay, And then let's see here, what about this one? Okay, it seems that this one, yeah, the requirement is there. There's introduction, body, conclusion, bibliography. But this one is totally wrong. Why? Because content page is supposed to be, you need to make it more detailed, especially if you are putting like a subheading there. So your reader might know what would be inside of your extended essay. By doing this one, we don't know, as reader, I don't know what will be inside your essay. What are you going to discuss? I don't know yet because there's no detail here. So this is the wrong content, the wrong content page. So please do not put, because this is a kindly like a draft. Okay. So this is not approved actually. Right. The second, the third one is the introduction. So the introduction should tell the reader what to expect in the essay. So it would be supposed to be clear to the reader about the background and the focus of the essay. So what is the topic and why do you choose the topic? And then the scope of the research, and a particular an indication of the source to be used, and an insight into the line of argument to be taken. So this one is about your research question and what source are you going to use, and then what theory, for example, something like that. You can also put it into in your introduction. However, it is sometimes advisable to finalize the introduction once the body of the essay is complete. So basically, you may not to start to write your introduction, just put it in a draft or outline, then continue to the main body of the essay. And then after all the body of the essay is completed, so then you can write your introduction. That's still fine. So here introduction is supposed to be everything clear about the background, the research question, and also the purpose of your essay. And the fourth one would be the body of the essay itself. So here, if you can see in the main body, there's supposed to be there the research, so the progress of your research, and then the analysis, the discussion, and also the evaluation. So finding and discussion are here in the body of the essay. So the main body task is writing the body of the essay, which should be presented in the form of reasoned argument. So here you have to explain in detail and then put your critical thinking. So means that you have to avoid the description one. So please do not only identify and describe about your finding, but you also have to analyze and also to put your argument, why is that, and how, what is your finding. You have to interpret, put your interpretation into your argument. And it should be clear to the reader what relevant evidence has been discovered. So it means that once you have the argument, you have also to put your evidence and then show it how it has been discovered and how it supports the argument. So there will be connection between your analysis and then the proof, the evidence, and also the evaluation for your recent argument. In some subjects, for example, like the sciences, subheading within the main body of the essay will help the reader to understand the argument. So in the main body of the essay, you also are suggested to use the subheading. It will help you and also your reader to understand the whole argument that you put in your main body. But again here, must take into consideration the expected convention of the subject which their extended essay is registered. Means that every or each subject has different structure or layout. As long as in the main body of the essay, it doesn't matter, as long it is following the format in each subject is registered. I'll show you what is the difference. So here is the thing in the main body, you need to put your analysis here and then put the evidence, the quotation, and also you have to evaluate your analysis and your quotation. So put your argument here, and you also put the source here by putting the footnote. And this is suggested, but it's not recommended actually. You may use the footnote or not. And then this is what I mean. This is the one that I have explained. You can use the subheadings to help the reader to understand or to follow your argument or your finding. So this would be the example. And here, if you can see, this is in Indonesian subject. So they put like in chapter. So it helps the reader to understand what next. So you can see here, this is the content page, and then continue with the introduction. And then there will be in the main body, there is a theory, there is a methodology or research method, and then the finding and discussion, and continue with conclusion and bibliography. Okay, let's see in another subject. So in the another subject, this is the simple one. If you can look at here, it is very simple, not like in the previous one. So here's is only like content page, introduction, and then the main body, theory, methodology, finding and discussion. And the elaboration is only here, the finding and discussion. While in the other subject, they also explain what kind of theory and then methodology would be included, collecting data, analysis, evaluation, something like that. And also conclusion and bibliography. I think these two, the last two item will be the same for the other subject. And let's go to the other one. All right, so this is the other one. I think you can see here the different. I think we need to look at where's the main body. You can see here the title page are put in here and the content page, while here there's no title page and content page. Is it okay? That's still fine. Okay, as long as you put this one, this is correct. Introduction is started with number. Here also introduction is written in a number. And if you can look at, here's the introduction until 1.3, so still in page 2. And here you can see introduction until research question, still in page 2. So means that's still in the beginning of the essay. And then continue with the body, methodology, until here, main finding and analysis. While here, background information means that the theory, and then continue with methodology, and then result and analysis here, right? And evaluation and improvement is part of this conclusion here. So until page 16 is the main body. That's still fine. Right. So once the main body is complete, it is possible to finalize the introduction. As I have mentioned, you can write the outline of the introduction, leave it there as long as you still remember why do you choose the topic in the research question, and then come back if you have found the answer for your research question, and then complete or finalize the introduction. Any information that is important to the argument must be not included in the appendix, footnote, and etc. So this one means appendix for footnote and endnote supposed to be this the supporting reference. So you cannot put your argument into this part in the appendix because the examiner will not read it. Or in the footnote supposed to be only for reference, not for writing your argument. So that's why do not put your argument in the footnotes, endnotes, or in the appendix. The examiner will not read. Okay, so just for sure. So yeah, the argument is only read in the main body of the essay. Okay, and the number 5 is conclusion. So after the main body, you have to write the conclusion. So in conclusion, what are you going to write is usually this is only 1 or 2 pages because you only have to write what has been achieved, what is your finding and discussion, summarize that one, include notes of any limitation or any question that has been not resolved. So in the conclusion, you can actually write or tell the reader about what is the limitation you find during this research, and then what question might be arise because there will be further investigation or research after your research is done. So there is a possibility that your research will be continued by other. And then also here, you can draw conclusion throughout the essay based on the finding. But it is important that there's a final summary conclusion at the end. Means that your conclusion must related to the research question posed, which is means that you also has to make it relevant or connected to your research question, and then answer your there's an answer for your research question, right? Reference and bibliography supposed to be like you need to this one. Once you start your research, you need to actually to write or to put your source everything in detail, because somehow if you don't do like that, there will be a tendency that you're going to forget your source. So yeah, here the students should use the tuition style of academic referencing as soon as they start writing. So somehow, according to my experience, some of the students actually have started to write their extended essay, but at the end they forgot where they got the source, because they don't keep the source, or they don't keep a note. So that's why they don't so the reverse is not exist. Supposed to be not like that. Once you start to write your essay, anything, any source that you use, you have to keep it, save it, and also put it in your reference or bibliography. Writing the essay takes time, but if the students have used the research reflection space and reflection session in a meaningful way, they should be well prepared to develop the argument. I think this is only applied for the IBDP program, because they have the managed back, and also there's a space for them to write or to record every progress that they have in their essay writing. So here's the example. If you can see here, this is where we are using APA style. This is for Bahasa Indonesia, because APA style is more or less similar to the one that English subject has. So this is the example. The difference is only in this part. I will explain it here in the presentation. Okay, so we're going to talk about after structure. So structure means is the arrangement um, of the essay. So what would be the first and the last? So from the first until the last. But the presentation is mostly to the layout, the physical appearance here. So here, so the extended essay is supposed to be written in clear, correct, and from academic style. And the very important thing is to maintain professional and academic look. So if you can see here, professional and academic look. So it means that there is a standard being put in this writing. So here's the following formatting is suggested. So use 12 point, the size of the font. So here I write Times New Roman, because that's standard in every institution. And then the margin of the paper is 3 centimeters for all, so top, left, bottom, and right. And then double spacing for the line spacing, and page numbering, as I've told you in the beginning. Start number 1 in introduction, and no candidate or school name will be appear in title page for any kind of page. The file size not be more than 50 megabyte. Okay, so this one, if you follow this format, it will have the reader to assess your not really, the examiner or your teacher to assess your extended essay. So especially will aid readability for on-screen assessment. Right. Okay, so here's the example. If you can look at here, you can see this is the margin, this is the font, Times New Roman, and this is the line spacing double, and also the page number here. Okay, so here's the example. And about reference, we are actually choose or decide in Cetati, we're going to apply American Psychological Association, or APA style. So the one that I have shown to you. So here's the example. Same like in the previous slide. So basically the same, started with the last name of the writer and then continue with the date or when it's published, and then the article names or the book names, and then continue with the note if it is like the city of publish and also the publisher. So the difference between Indonesian and English would be here. If you can see here, there's no bracket or tanda kurung, while in English they put it there, and also they put the date here. Okay, the other thing is we put quote atau tanda kutip for article, while in English they don't put it. The only one the same is for book. They are actually put it in italic here, and also for magazine, newspaper, the name of the magazine and newspaper or journal, it will be written in italic. So the upper limit is 3,000 for IB course and 4,000 word for the IBDP full. And then what will be counted here? The word count. The one that will be counted is the introduction, the main body, the conclusion, and also quotation in text quotation, and footnotes or endnote that are not reference. So means that if you put your argument in the footnote and endnote, it will be counted. Okay, it will be counted, and not included in the word count the content page, daftar isi, maps, chart, diagram, node illustration, tables, tabel-tabel, equation, formulas, calculation, citation, footnote, citation reference that is put in footnotes and notes will not be counted, and also the bibliography. So the only one that will be counted is from the introduction until the conclusion. So the rest of it will not be counted. So this one, illustration, graph, diagram, tables, and etc. So it is suggested if you put also or you label it clearly and can be interpreted with ease. So it's map, diagram, tables. Please put the note or name it or label it. But this one is not really suggested because it can be used, but it's not really strongly recommended. And then, if the information is contained in a footnote, it's not, this must be included in the word count. So if you put your argument in the endnote or footnote, it will be counted in the word count. In order to avoid confusion and unwillingly exceed the word limit, students are advised to avoid using footnote and endnote. So why it is not strongly recommended? Because somehow students put their argument in the footnotes because they think it won't be enough if 3,000 or 4,000 word. So that's why they sometimes put it in the footnote or endnote. And this is the appendix. Appendix is not essential and therefore it will be avoided, like should therefore be avoided, except this one, because this one, the attachment is really needed. So for example, like here, an example of questionnaire or interview question, because the teachers or examiner need to know the list of the question you have, and an example or permission letter if you are actually doing your research outside of the school, so or the institution need a permission letter, so that's why you need to put it there. For language, group 1, category 1 essay, copies of poem or short story, so the one that less than 3 pages, you also have to attach that. And also group 1, Indonesian A, English A, category 3, except from the newspaper, advertisement, and transcript of its of speeches. So because this one is the primary data, you have to put it there. In language acquisition, category 1 and 2, you also need to attach the primary data from newspaper, advertisement, transcript of speeches, and etc. In category 3, also copy of poems or short story less than 3 pages. You also have to put it because somehow the teachers or your examiner will need to get to your attachment, for example, like copies of poems and short story, to check whether your argument or your counter argument or your analysis is correctly done. So it's matched with your primary data. An external mentor letter where one has been used. So, for example, like if you are going to ask someone else to supervise you because there's no source of teachers who have the background according to your subject chosen into your extended essay. So that's why you need to put a proof or letter mentioning that you're going to ask someone, the external mentor, to be your supervisor. So raw data or statistical tables for experimental sciences, yes. If it is primary data, so the conclusion here, if it is primary data, you have to put it in as the attachment in your extended essay. Right, I think this is all about structure and presentation. So it's a matter of communication. So how will you deal with your reader? So put them as the one who are not knowing about your extended essay, the one who are not really understand about your extended essay. So that's why you are trying to help them, to guide them to understand from the beginning until the end. So how to do it is by using the good arrangement of the structure. So you guide them, you lead them from the beginning. So you tell them about the topic, the research question, and also your finding, and your perspective, your critical thinking would be appear there, so they might continue to what what you could what you can say is to stimulate them to finish to read your extended essay. So I hope this explanation, this PowerPoint also can to help you to write your extended essay. Thank you very much for listening. I think it's all that I can share to you.